Alright, what's going on, everybody? This is Chase fan number 9 here, and I'm coming at you with another video. In this one, I'm going to be giving y'all my take on the post-race incident with Noah Gragson and Daniel Hemric. So, first off, where do I begin? Well, it was during one of those final few cautions where Gragson and Hemric were in their pit stalls getting their car serviced, and Gragson, based on the way I saw it, it looked like he did it intentionally, unprovoked, or maybe it was between maybe they had an on-track incident that we probably don't know about or we never saw, so which could explain why. And after the race, Daniel Hemric just casually walks up to Noah Gragson and just throws the punches, and then the fight ensues, and they had to be broken up. Some of the crew got involved, and yeah. What else? Hemric walked away, and then they both had their post-race interviews at later times, or at separate times, I should say. So, what's my take on this? Well, this was all because Gragson had to back up into Daniel Hemric. You see, guys, if Noah Gragson, if he keeps making too many enemies on the track, and if he keeps doing this too much, especially when he moves up in the cup, there's going to be a terrible price to pay, you know? Look, I'm not trying to bash any of them. Look, I'm well aware that some of my subscribers are Noah Gragson fans. I have nothing against y'all, but I mean, I'm sorry, I just can't defend Noah Gragson from this. I'm like you don't do that because, well, like they said in the post race, Noah Gragson could have injured someone because the crew members had to be some of the crew members had to like scramble out of the way because of that. I'm like, you don't do that. That goes for any other driver. I mean, I know it's been a while since we've had tempers flare, but still, I don't get it. I'm like, gee, you see how many enemies Noah Gragson has made throughout the course of his career? Mike Snyder, Carl Long, who else? Well, those are just some names that I've known from, and Harrison Burton maybe, but those are just some of the names. But he's made more enemies throughout the course of his career. I'm like, Jesus Christ. I mean, I understand you're trying to win a race and all that and try and rack up as many points, even though the playoffs shouldn't belong in NASCAR. But still, though, but it kind of adds a little bit of excitement to all of us, if you know what I'm saying. Not trying to say I want fake entertainment, fake drama still, though. I'm like, yeah, so my take on the incident is that you don't do that during the pits. And Daniel Hemric, I don't blame him for being pissed off the way he was. Like, shoot, I'd be mad if someone tried to back up into me unintentionally and unprovoked. I'm like, you don't do that. And besides, aren't they technically breaking COVID safety protocols? I'm like, shouldn't they be social distancing? I'm like, there's probably going to be some penalties from that, but I don't know, but we'll just have to wait and see. But I'll admit, though, Noah Gragson's rebound from that early wreck at the end of stage 1, that was a pretty good comeback. Don't get me wrong, though, but still. And Hemric too, I guess, so yeah. Now, the race itself was actually really good. There was lots of 3-wide racing. There were good battles all over the track. I thought Austin Cindric was going to be a threat to win. And, well, Martin Truex Jr., the only Cup guy in the entire field, takes the lead. And he put on a dominating show, swept both stages. I honestly thought he was gonna win the race because he was just unstoppable. But the only thing that stopped him, however, from winning was a pit road speeding penalty of all things, too fast entering. But it is what it is. He took the L like a champ should, and he'll just move on to the next race, or tomorrow, I should say. I to be honest with you, I wouldn't really mind Truex winning. Um, I won't be too mad. At least it's not Kyle Busch. So yeah, this will technically be my review for the Xfinity race. So yeah, there were several contenders up there like Allgaier, Cindric was up there, but then that wreck at the end of stage one took him out of contention. By the way, sorry if I missed the wreck. I just happened to be a little tired, so I had to close my eyes, and I unfortunately missed the wreck. So yeah, that wreck kind of hampered Cindric's chances of winning, and it is what it is. Cindric, Allmendinger, Hill, Brandon Jones, and Timmy Hill, and yeah, Brett Moffitt. Man, Brett Moffitt, you were running third before that wreck. Come on now. But anyways, yeah, and it looked like Brandon Jones got turned. Oops. And then there was that wreck towards the end of the race where Josh Berry spun off turn 4 after getting tapped by Ryan Sieg, and he destroyed his car on the grass again. Like, see, that's exactly what happened to Blaney at Daytona. You see, that's what happens when we have the cars too low to the ground. The spoilers should be gone, and they should use fake turf, okay? I mean, I understand they have it there for a reason, but still, though, I'm like, can they at least change it? I don't get it. And I think I said the Dinger was in that wreck, too. So, yeah. Even some... Oh, yeah, and some small teams had good runs like Brandon Brown, Jeremy Clemens, even Tommy Joe Martins were up there, just to name a few. Clemens was running really good. He was running in 5th at one point towards the end of the race, but then on one of the late race restarts, he got clipped by Burton, and Clemens and Burton both cut down a tire, kind of hampered their chance of a good finish. I mean, well, okay, Grant, they did finish on the lead lap, but not in the top 10. Oh well. But anyways, yeah, Allgaier was like the only Chevrolet, same with Justin Haley, that could keep up with Truex. Especially, well, after the speeding, Truex got the penalty, Allgaier was able to take the lead, and he, needless to say, he pretty much held on the rest of the way, and I can't believe he actually did that. And also, he had to hold off some other people like Harrison Burton, Riley Herbst, who's having another good race, Annette, having good runs and all that. So yeah, Truex, he did. Wait. Oh, I keep thinking Truex. Yeah, Truex had his penalty under caution. At least he didn't have to be trapped a lap down. He did recover from 17th, the last car on the lead lap, around that time, all the way up to 2nd. So yeah, that was a pretty damn good recovery. But unfortunately, it wasn't enough, and Allgaier managed to hold off Truex for his first win of 2021. I'm actually kind of happy Allgaier won. I didn't think Allgaier would win so soon in the season, but he did, and I'm really happy about it. I'll take an Allgaier win any day. And besides, it's Junior Motorsports' first win of the year, so you got to give them credit. And his paint scheme is basically just William Byron's scheme, but with EchoPark in it. So yeah, it's cool that the sponsor of Allgaier's car gets to win the race of the same name, EchoPark 250. Normally, I would talk about this when I do talk about all 3 series, but I just decided to do it now since, well, because of the fight and all that. So yeah. But anyways, that's my take on the on the Xfinity race. So yeah, and what's his name? Cindric's top 10 streak comes to an end. Oh well. But anyways, the truck race, I give it a 3 out of 10 because it was just downright boring, and plus Kyle Busch won. I honestly wasn't surprised because it is Kyle Busch. So what more do you expect? Austin Hill and John Hunter Nemechek were the only two drivers that could keep up with Busch. I mean, well, I gotta admit, Nemechek, he did beat Kyle Busch for the stage win in for both stage 1 and 2, but he just couldn't keep up with him at the end. So, yep, 3 out of 10 for the truck race. In all honesty, it's just whatever. I'm not gonna get too mad about it. It's not. At least Kyle Busch didn't do anything stupid on the track to do so. I'll give him that. And another thing about the truck race, I heard from one of my Twitter followers that Bill Lester, who was making his first truck start in over a decade, I heard he got booed during driver intros. I'm like, you know what? NASCAR fan base is really showing me how shit they are these days. I don't get it. There's I mean, I'm not talking about the entire fan base. It's just that one small group is the one that I'm like, geez, just deal with it. I'm like, see, they're toxic towards Bubba, now they're toxic towards Bill Lester. I don't get it. So yeah, screw the toxic fan base. Not all of them, just some of them. I'm like, you know better than that. Yeah, that's what one of my subscribers, one of my fellow NASCAR YouTubers mentioned on Twitter. I'm like, it's wrong. But anyways, that's pretty much all I have to say. I want to thank y'all for watching. With that, I'll see you on the next video. And until then, have a good one and stay safe, everybody. All right, bye-bye.